To whom may be watching this video, my name is Julian Pillay and I am a student in Bachelor of Computer and Information Science in Group 3. And this is the official video presentation for part 3 of my programming assignments. So to begin, I will be showing you how my assignment runs and to just show you that it completes and does all of its required functions that were identified throughout the assignments in both part 1, part 2, and part 3, and then we will move on to unit tests. So without further ado and not any more rambling, let's get right into running the file. So as you can see, they asked me to enter a username, a maximum 5 characters, and must contain an underscore. So I will first be getting it wrong so that you guys can see that it runs the way it should. So I will put my name, Julian, and then I will say Pillay, and then I'll put an underscore because that's one of the requirements. But as you can see, it's over 5 characters, so I'll say okay, and you can see it prompts me again to enter my username. So now we'll enter it correctly, so I'll just say a little nickname for myself, and then I'll put an underscore, and then that passes. And then for the password, minimum 8 characters must include a capital letter, a number, and a special character. So then I will first get it wrong. I'll say a nickname for myself, 206, and then I'll not put a special character, and as you can see, it doesn't pass. So now I will correctly enter my password with a special character, and then it passes. And then they want you to enter your cell phone number starting with your country code. So if I just put in a normal cell phone number without a country code, as you can see like this, it doesn't pass. But now if I do have a country code and I just enter some numbers there, it passes. So then we'll enter my first name, Julian, last name, Pillay, and then as you can see over here, it asks me to log in. So now we will log in using the same credentials that we created. I will get it wrong so that you guys can see that it actually does link up to what I initially entered. So I'll just enter my nickname without the underscore, and then I'll enter the correct password that I created. And as you can see, it says incorrect username or password. Please try again. So now just for the second scenario, I'll enter the correct username and the incorrect password. And then as you can see, incorrect username or password. So now we'll just get it correct. There we go. And then there we go. So now if we look over here, this is the welcome to quick chat. So now we are presented with options 1 to 3. Obviously option 1 being to send a message, option 2 being to show recently sent messages, and option 3 being to quit the program in the application as a whole. So we will start by selecting option 1, or just to show you that, you know, we've got some error controls here. I'll put in option 4, and as you can see, invalid option, please enter option 1, 2, or 3. So then I will put in option 1 then, and then asking how many messages we would like to send. For this test, I will enter 3 messages. So we'll send 3 messages. Our cell phone recipient number will just enter. Okay, I'll get it wrong obviously just so that you can see that it actually does work. So we'll just say 07, just say that, and then it asks me to enter again because obviously it's not in the international country code format. So then we will enter it in that format, and then to enter our message, we'll just say, hey, this is Julian Pillay's assignment part 3 presentation video. Okay, and then it asks me to choose an option whether I want to send the message, disregard the message, or store the message to send later. So we'll just choose option 1 to send the message. And then as you can see, it shows all the message details ranging from my message ID to my message hash to the message recipient and then to the actual message itself. I have taken a photo of this information so that we can use this later in all the other options that I will show you. Okay, and then it asks me to enter my another recipient for the second message. For this one, we'll just enter these numbers, and then for this one, we'll say, hi, it is currently Wednesday today, and then we will send this message as well. Okay, and then you see it shows all of the message details, and then for the last message, we'll send this one. We'll say, hi, this is my last message. Okay, and then for this one we will store the message. Actually, we'll store the message. We'll choose option 3, and then as you can see, it stores the message. Okay, and now since we've sent all of our messages, now it's going to bring up this page again. We've sent our 3 messages. Just to send one more message, I can show you guys the disregard message feature, and that actually works. I'll just choose to send one message, and then we'll have my recipient be that, and then, hi, this will be disregarded. Okay, and then we will choose option 2 to disregard the message, and then as you can see, it brings me back to the main page that shows me options 1 to 3. So now we will select option 2, and I will show you that all of these options from option A to G actually work. Okay, so display, first of all, display the sender and recipient of all messages. So that's option A, and as you can see, it shows the sender. So obviously these are the 2 messages that I sent at the top, and then the last one is the one that I stored. Okay, and then display the longest message, which was this one. Hey, this is Julian Pillay's assignment part 3 presentation video, and it shows all of the information ranging from the message ID to the hash and to the recipient and the message itself. Okay, and then we will do option C, which is search for message ID and display corresponding message and corresponding recipient and the message. Okay, so now we will use our first message ID, which was 35455406232. And then as you can see, it finds the message and it shows all of the corresponding information, obviously the recipient, the message ID, the hash, and the message itself. Okay, and now we will do option D, and we will search for all messages to a particular recipient. So for this one, we will also do the first one, since that's the only message that I took the details down for, which was 2748824. Then okay, and then as you can see, it shows the exact same message. Hey, this is Julian Pillay assignment part 3 presentation video. Okay, and then we will delete a message using its message hash. Once again, we will just use the first message that I sent, and the hash was 35 colon, whoops, that's 36, 35 colon 0 colon, and then it is hey video, obviously being the first and the last words of the message. And if I click OK, message deleted successfully. And now just to show you that the message was actually deleted, we will now go to option F, and the message should not be present anymore. And as you can see, the message is gone. That message that reads, hey, this is Julian Pillay's assignment part 3 video or presentation, it is no longer here because it was deleted. Right. And then, yeah, that's pretty much all of the options. I will obviously purposely enter a incorrect option such as option K just to show you that, you know, it will also have some error checking over there. And then, yeah, that really just shows all the options from option A to F, and then obviously option G will take you back to the main menu. And then over here, you can select to quit, and then it exits the quick chat, goodbye. And then obviously, as you can see here in the compiler, the entire build eventually ends and it was successful. Okay, and now I will take you through my messages test with all of my unit tests. Okay, so this is my entire messages test class. This is where I have done all of my messages from part 1 up until the end of part 3. These are all of the tests that I've done for part 1, including part 2, and then where these comments start where it says test 1, these are the starts of the test that I have done for part 3, so we will focus on these ones in this video. Okay, so for the first test, which is obviously test sent messages, let's just test all of the messages that were sent and the ones that should return, which is did you get the cake and it is dinner time. So we will first run that. And then as you can see, it was a success. Okay, and then for our second test, which tests the longest message that was sent, and obviously it should return, where are you? You are late. I've asked you to be on time. All right, so just give that a go. And then it passes as well. And then for our third test, test search by message ID, which just searches the message by message ID. So obviously the string expected is it is dinner time. So we will then just go for that, and it passes. And then our fourth test, which is test search by the recipient, we will give that a go as well, and the test passes as well. And then our second last test, which is the deleting by hash, so test delete by hash, it also passes. And then for our last test, which is the test of the full report that has all of the information that is required for the test starter, and the test passes. So these are all my unit tests. As you can see, they all have passed and everything is working.